Hi, my name is Ashanti Bryant, and today I'll be completing video assignment number 1, applying a theory to a case study. Today I will be using case study number 2 and using applied ecological theory to analyze the case study. The focus of applied ecological theory is the person in an environment and how the different layers of that environment affect them. The purpose of using applied ecological theory for this case study would be to improve the person-environment transactions, improve the supportive qualities of the environment, and to nurture human growth. Next, I will show the eco-map, and then we can start analyzing the factors of the eco-map through applied ecological theory. Here's the eco-map, which will also be included with the video recording, but I'll show it for a few seconds. The best way to start analyzing the eco-map of Karima is to start applying different environmental contexts to each bubble. The first system would be the microsystem, the immediate interaction she has on a day-to-day basis, so her family, her mom, her brother, her son. We could kind of group Jamal's father in his own microsystem, given that he's not present in the home. We could even highlight how some of the stressors that are in the home, given the arguments with Karima's mother, may have been heightened given the fact that Jamal's father is not there to provide the typical support of a father. That would be a highlight of the interactions in the mesosystem. Another highlight of the mesosystem could be the interaction between Karima and the Child Development Center and how that influences Jamal. A large part of her exosystem has to deal with her status as a student at university. There's a lot of influences there. She is a student, though she doesn't have much of a connection with the other students or the teachers. She does have a work-study job that does provide income for her and her son, and that work-study job, paired with her schooling, leads to a scholarship for Jamal. So there's a lot of inner workings there. If one was taken out, it may affect the other system. If she lost her work-study job, the scholarship for Jamal may be in jeopardy. She may not have a backup job and may not be able to bring home any income, and how would that affect the relationship with her mother or the home in general? She has that immediate connection to the Child Development Center in her exosystem, which influences the way that she raises Jamal and how she can maintain or influence his behavior. So there's a lot of stuff going on there as well. Next, we have the macro system, which would fall to her religion. The mention of the imam in the mosque point towards Islam, the religion of Islam. So there could be different priorities and moral frameworks to follow there. Another part of her macro system could be the fact that she is a single mother. And there are certain stereotypes that fall on single mothers, and considering the fact that she's in school, so there are different influences that can come from those stereotypes as well. Lastly, we have the chronosystem, or how time is influencing Karima. Jamal is getting older, and we see that he frequents the Child Development Center, so we can see how his behavior may start to change, get better, get worse. We also have Karima graduating next year, and then we also have her transition into an unpaid internship, and how would that affect the workings of the relationships at home if she's no longer bringing in an income, if she needs more help with Jamal. How is that going to influence her relationships? How is that going to influence her own development as she tries to gain a foothold in the career of urban education that was mentioned? Moving on to the metaphors, we have a person is like a living organism, or to be more specific, Karima is like a plant in a larger ecosystem. Karima is trying to grow and her roots are spreading. We can see, or we can connect that the soil of this plant would be her immediate support system, her family, her mom, her brother. We can see Karima's dependence on the soil or on her immediate support system, and see the connection to how that enables her to be a successful student and to start building this career, enables her to have that extra help with Jamal and be a successful parent with the help of the other family members. Next, we have society as like a natural area, and in Karima's situation, we can view her succession from being a normal student to graduating, and then moving on to the internship, and then moving on to her full-time career in urban education. We can also see that the boundaries are permeable and see how Karima's schooling and work-study job are in connection to Jamal's own growth in studies. Karima makes good use of all of her resources, and you can view from the case study that she does try, or she is trying to improve the connections between her and her mother and her and her classmates and teachers. She has a lot of positive connections on her eco map, but she is working to improve the strained, weak, or negative connections on there as well. So the main change aspect would be improving her interactions or transactions with individuals on the college campus, improving the interactions or transactions we have at home inside the familial unit. We would also advise her to maintain her successful student status, which would also in turn maintain her son's student status and growth. A final intervention plan would highlight the changes needed for her relationship with her son, her relationship with her mother, and the big changes coming in her educational journey. Thank you.